Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. It's Thursday.
It is Thursday. How are you doing?
I am a little bit sleepy, but I'm okay. I am happy that we are winding down the week, and yeah, let's jump straight into it.
All right, so what we're going to do first is give you all our show lineup for this morning, and here's the conversations you can expect on this morning's show. First, we're talking about the launch of the new National Tourism Security Strategy. Secondly, Belize City Council Super Sale brings back to school savings. Third, Ramada celebrates back to school with a splash. And last but certainly not least, we're going to be having a discussion on this question. Is Belize prepared to pivot its growth strategy if tourism falters? Interesting.
Loads of conversations to look forward to this morning. As I mentioned, it's a beautiful Thursday morning here in the old capital, Belize City. And I know that yesterday was rather a rainy day. If we remember the forecast, I think it might be set to be, for the rest of the week, a pretty wet one.
Yeah.
And so for you guys that have not left your homes as yet, you might want to take an extra umbrella with you or raincoat just to prepare for some showers throughout the day. But we will be getting that update further on in our conversation. But if you are not left as yet, here are some things we think you should know before you leave your homes this morning. Starting off with police crackdown on illegal knife possession. Another GST-free weekend for back to school. Entering peak of 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. How prepared are you? NBA trainer Tilton joins BPBL push for elite basketball, and U.S. bill threatens BPO sector, but stakeholders not overly concerned. We also want to inform you that we have a poll question online on our Facebook page. That's Open Your Eyes BZ. And the question this morning is, should Belize prioritize long-term diverse industries or short-term revenue boosts? Again, that question is, should Belize prioritize long-term diverse industries or short-term revenue boosts? And of course, the options are long-term, short-term, a mix of both, and neither. Paul, let's jump straight into it. We have some interesting conversations that we think our viewers should know before they leave their homes. But I think one of the more interesting ones in the newscast last night had to do with an interview that we were able to get from the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, and him mentioning that he has given strict information to his officers to have a crackdown on possession of illegal knives. And when we say illegal knives, we mean knives at a certain length, yes?
Yeah, so I believe it's knives that are 3 inches between, so it's blades, these harmful objects, so it's blades. It could be anything like a machete, a knife, of course, ice pick, these sort of things that could be used as a weapon. 3 inches or longer, between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. without a valid reason. So this is nothing new. We've seen this conversation, at least based on record. It was at the 4 in 2015. We saw it again sometime over the last 5 years under the former Commissioner of Police. And now we're seeing the conversation come back up one more time. And it's basically a response to the increase in incidents related to or involving knives and machetes. I could tell you one or two things about that from personal experience. But we've seen where a lot of these encounters have led to, if not severe injuries, fatal injuries.
Yeah.
I think just last night we reported on the news of a situation in Bella Vista where two men got into an altercation, and that led to stabbing, which then led to that man losing his life. We think about the situation in Kikocker with Kevin Nepaz. A knife was used in that incident, and that led to his unfortunate demise. And I could probably reference a whole lot more, even the one in Shaibe that we've referenced so much. That was a chopping incident. But
and
then,
even yourself being...
Right, assaulted in that case. But that incident led to the death of an individual. And so it seems as if every time we see an increase or a spike in these sort of incidents where knives and machetes and ice picks are concerned, this conversation comes up. And I hear concerns from people saying, well, what about the fisher folks that are required to carry their knives? What about construction workers, perhaps? What about the chef? What if you are going to the shop to purchase a knife at 8 p.m. or thereabout, just before the shops closes? Well, I think you just have to be rational to understand that the law, and this is in the criminal code act somewhere there. I didn't look up the actual piece of legislation, but I saw snippets of it, that the law says without valid reason, right? So if you're stopped and authorities question you about, well, why you got this big knife by you, this butcher, like your butcher as well might be carrying a knife. Why you got this big knife from you? If you have a valid reason, then there's no reason for you to, one, lie about it or make up a story. And if you don't have a valid reason, I think it will be evident that you're just carrying a knife or carrying a machete or an ice pick, etc., that can be used as a weapon, and perhaps it's your intent to protect yourself, whether it's during the day or any time of the night. Now, how effective has this approach been for the Belize Police Department? I think it's all dependent on enforcement and the police personnel actually having the drive, the motivation, and the willingness to enforce this. And I know it's hard because it doesn't mean that you can stop everybody and search them for knives, right? And it's not always evident when somebody is carrying one. And so I think that's where a lot of people slip through the cracks. But here we are again with another attempt at trying to crack down on these knives. And it's a weapon of choice for a lot of people, and it's causing a lot of damage. And outside of criticisms, something has to be done. And so we'll have to see if enforcement is taken seriously where this is concerned.
I mean, here's the thing. We recognize that persons do walk around with knives for their own safety as well, but in this case, they're simply saying beyond 3 inches, it's prohibited. And so
without valid reason.
Without valid reason. So if you're walking with a pocket knife, I don't think pocket knife, or I don't know, pocket knives, do they go so big?
3 inches? Well, I mean, it's 3 inches is 3 inches, right? 3 inches, for some people, 3 inches is small. For some people, 3 inches is big.
How is 3 inches big?
Well,
Anyways.
it's all about the size, right?
Of the blade.
Of the blade, but
I don't know that you can have a big 3-inch or a small
listen,
3-inch.
even a 3-inch blade, but it's all about perception. But even 3 inches could do a lot of damage.
That's true.
I'll tell you that in terms of the knife, right? But I remember back in my days when I was in the rough and tough, and I was a part of the rebellious and being rebellious. I used to from time to time carry a blade or a knife or an ice pick, and I wasn't no
ice pick?
bitcher. Yeah. And it was never about oh, I had a valid reason. Oftentimes it was simply because I
You wanted to
felt
protect
there
yourself?
were threats out there and I wanted to protect myself. Thankfully, I've never had to use it, but I've had an incident where an ice pick was used on me. It was,
Wow.
right. And it was definitely bigger than 3 inches and it caused a lot of damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so yeah.
All right, well, moving things along, this weekend is set to be a busy one for persons shopping because it's a GST-free weekend. This comes, I think, just in time for parents preparing for back to school. I also know that we will be having the folks from the Belize City Council over as well. They're also going to be here to talk about their back to school shopping sale in the city. And I imagine there will be plenty of vendors there offering those GST-free sales. Now, with this particular topic and just preparing for school, there's an interesting question, Paul, that is being put out there. How do we go about determining a budget per child?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it ranges from children to children or child to child, but of course, persons preparing for back to school, you would have imagined, I imagine you started purchasing those books a long time before, uniform, backpacks, stationery. All of these things are what parents need to do to prepare for school in this day and age. I see parents having to get toilet paper, having to get sanitizers for their classrooms. And so we are going to be seeing these stores jam-packed this weekend as parents head out and shop for their kids, of course, for that extra % off with GST free.
It's an interesting conversation and you brought up some valid points because there is a GST free promotion that you can take advantage of via the Belize Tax Service Department and the government of Belize. But on the other side of it, you've heard conversations happening among parents about the additional requirements from schools, right? So the additional fees as well from schools that you may not factor into your budget when you consider the needs of your child. And a lot of times parents complain, why is the school asking me for an extra money for typing sheet? Why is the school asking me an extra money for Clorox and cleaning supplies? Why is the school asking me for an extra money for the computer lab, right? And so it's always a discussion that's had around this time of the year, and even more so, parents would ask, well, why is it that that's not taken out of the tuition that we pay to the school, right? So on one hand, you have the GST expenses, the GST free weekend where you could take advantage of some discounts, but on the other hand, parents have to consider what other expenses will be attached to that. Well, UNICEF did a study in November of 2024 in Belize to determine how much parents spend on children to prepare them for school at the primary and secondary level. And what they found is that households spend an average of 1,447 Belize dollars on education per child annually. I think that includes tuition and everything. And then when it gets to the secondary level, that number almost doubles, right? So $2,630 per annum due to registration, transportation, supplies, uniforms, and books. And it says the same for the primary level. So
we're not even feeding them yet, though.
well, no, we're not even
that.
feeding them yet. So $1,447 for a primary school student per child, and $2,630 per child at the secondary level. And this is statistics data from UNICEF. They've done their study. You imagine now a household that has 3 children going to secondary school. You triple that number and you're close to $10,000 annually. And so parents have to find this money. You talk about the primary school and you triple that as well, you're looking at $5,000.
But that's education.
And that's education in a whole, right? And so it's costly, and so it's commendable, the GST-free weekends. It's very commendable, and I hear people talking about, well, why wasn't it expanded to include other items outside of the outside of school supplies? And I kind of side with that, because it's not only about school supplies. There's also food and feeding the children that's included in that.
I think what's still worth mentioning, though, aside from parents benefiting from the GST-free weekends, we also see teachers that have benefited as well, because they go about purchasing supplies for their classrooms too. And so if you're a teacher in the profession, let us know if you're watching. How do you go about taking advantage of the GST-free weekends? Are you using these opportunities to go about preparing your classrooms? I know around this time, many teachers are currently in their classrooms during the daytime, even though it's summertime, preparing for their classes and their students. They have to go about refreshing that class, getting new posters, in some cases painting over. And so they too need that extra, I think, relief, and are appreciative of it when it does come around. So take advantage of that GST-free weekend, and if you're looking for some better deals that you can expect this weekend here in Belize City as well, stay tuned to the conversations later on in the show, because we definitely have something for you there as well. But moving things along, Paul, and now this one was also an interesting one that was in the newscast last night. NBA trainer Tilton is currently in Belize, and he is currently, I'd say, collaborating with the Belize Premier Basketball League to push elite basketball in the country. I think this is a fantastic idea, a fantastic opportunity as well for athletes here in Belize and persons who might be able to cross paths with him. I'll tell you, I'm no NBA fanatic. I'm not very familiar with the sport, but I always, I think, appreciate seeing people who come from great experience being able to come to Belize and pour into young people even that we have here.
Yeah, one of the reasons why this conversation is important is because there's a lot of parents out there and guardians that have children that are interested in a sport, that are interested in sporting discipline. And one of the things that they'll realize if they quickly, if not later on, is that while Belize has developed like athlete development programs and athlete development systems, it isn't necessarily at an elite level, or it isn't at the level where it's supposed to be. So your children gets interested in a sport and say, Mommy, Daddy, I want to play basketball, I want to play volleyball. Volleyball is kind of an exception, but I want to play football. And you trust them into the arena, and they get a level of training, but then it ends at a point where our athletes at times are not competitive enough to match up with regional and international players and athletes. And so Jake Tilton, who's an NBA skills trainer, he's working with the BPBL to help to develop that sort of athlete development system in Belize. He's saying that's what we need. We need development. Well, okay, Columbus, we don't need, like, and I'm being respectfully, we don't need a foreigner to come and tell us that Belize is lacking in the development aspect, the athlete development aspect where sports is concerned. that is already established. In fact, sometimes we turn a blind eye to that fact. Where he is valuable for the league is in actually helping to establish that development system, right? Coming in and tweaking things and working out the kinks to help us to actually develop a system where we can bring children in from a young age to the point when they reach that elite level, they'll be able to match up with the skills and athletes and competitiveness of players regionally as well as internationally. And so I think this discussion is important not only for basketball, but it's important for football, it's important for all the disciplines here in Belize.
Yeah.
How do we go beyond just throwing a skilled player out there and say, just run as fast as you can behind the ball, and if you score, you score, and if you miss, you miss, we're still proud of you. From that to how do we establish a system where our athletes can actually be trained, where we can put money into something that we know is producing lasting results. And so Jake Stilton help here is super appreciated.
I like the idea of mentioning the importance of ensuring that our youngest generation is getting that grooming as early as possible. But I think there's also value in what he's pouring into the coaches and referees. And I think that was also mentioned last night too, because they're the ones that when he leaves, I mean, he's only going to be here for a short time. When he leaves, we need to have trainers to pour into these very kids. And so if he's training these trainers that will be left here, that of course would also be valuable. Great job, of course, to the BPBL. I think this is wonderful news, and I'm hoping that we can have more examples like this where we see people coming to our country and pouring into particular disciplines. But that does it for what we think you should know this morning. If you have any thoughts on it, let us know in the comment section. We also want to remind you that we do have a poll up on our Facebook page, and that question is, should Belize prioritize long-term diverse industries or short-term revenue boosts? That again is on our Facebook page, and that is Open Your Eyes BZ. Moving now to our weather update, courtesy the folks from the National Meteorological Service.
All right, so today's forecast is going to be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Showers and thunderstorms will be isolated. So I'm seeing cloudy, I'm seeing rain, I'm seeing thunderstorms. That seems to be the trend over yesterday, today, and perhaps into tomorrow. We'll look at the extended forecast shortly. Today's temperatures, the coast, 88 degrees Fahrenheit on the higher end and 80 degrees Fahrenheit on the lower end. So it's kind of a cool temperatures along the coast. Inland, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and on the lower end, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, things seems to be tapering down. In the hills, 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So similar temperatures in the hills as we see along the coast, except for the lower end. Let's move in now to our extended forecast. It's already Thursday, so tomorrow the weekend begins, unless of course your weekend begins on Thursday. 88 degrees along the coast and 94 degrees inland. Saturday, 87 degrees and 93 inland. Sunday, 88 degrees along the coast, 94 degrees inland. Monday, 88 degrees along the coast and 94 inland. So it seems as if this weekend, based on this weather forecast from the National Met Service, you'll be able to go out a bit and enjoy some sunny days as well as some cooler temperatures. Let's move now into our astronomical forecast. Sun rose this morning at 5:35 a.m. Big up to you if you're able to catch the sunrise. I was getting ready for the morning show. Sun sets later on today at 6:19 p.m. So that's for those sunset lovers chasing sunsets. You can catch that at 6:19 p.m. The moon sets tonight, this morning at 10:32 a.m. and it's going to rise later on at 10:14 p.m. And now for our marine conditions. Sea state, Light chop to choppy. Winds will blow from east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots. Tides, today's low tide begins at 7:56. I got an hour more before low tide. Today's high tide at 1:54 p.m. right after lunch. Another low at 7:36 p.m. later on tonight after news. And then tomorrow's high at 1:40 a.m. So that's a bit after midnight. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather this morning. Thank you so much, Sab.
Right, thank you, Paul, as well. When we come back after the break, we have a hot topic to dive into. The question is Belize prepared to pivot its growth strategy if tourism falters? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Bowl, Belize. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orange Drag con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belize.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Yes, love changes everyone. Live or perish in its flame. Love will never, never let you be the same.
When we dance, you have your way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes, they see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak.
Since you push my life aside, I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never be enough.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Easy, accessible, safe, yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our first discussion this morning, and it's our hot topic question. Is Belize prepared to pivot its growth strategy if tourism falters? I know that we will be talking a bit more about tourism. Of course, this comes on the heels of the tourism strategy that was launched yesterday. We were able to get a couple interviews as well and have that in our newscast. That is the 2025 to 2030 tourism strategy, speaking about security and what that could mean for the tourism industry here in Belize. But the real question, I think, is, Paul, should we depending fully on tourism? And if that industry ever should crash or falter, are we prepared to back that up with something else? I think we've seen examples, of course, with COVID-19, where the world entirely stopped for more than a minute, really. And we had to find ways to pivot and find other means to support ourselves. I think since then, we've been able to recognize that we might need to be a bit more proactive. And so I will go as far as saying, yes, I believe that Belize is for the most part prepared to pivot its growth strategy if tourism falters. I think we have invested in several industries, one of the biggest one being the agriculture industry, that I think we recognize that it is, in a lot of cases, the backbone of our economy as well. I think we've poured into agriculture in several ways, especially considering the impacts of climate change, and that has been something very important and smart for us to do as well. And so agriculture, I think, is one of the ways that we would be able to pivot should the tourism industry falter. Beyond sugar, of course, I know that you might respond and say, but there are examples like citrus that have failed. But I think we are also trying to find new avenues to use the agriculture industry to make further investments. I think of coconuts that is a budding opportunity for us right here to export in neighboring countries in Central America. I also consider other areas that we are looking at to make investments in, and that can support our economy, maybe not as much as the tourism industry, but certainly as impactful. We just had yesterday conversations about the BPO industry, or the BPO sector, and how important they are to us in providing jobs for persons here in Belize. And of course, that is a whole other topic when we think of the new Keep BPOs in America Act as well. But that's beside the point. There are other avenues as well, like offshore services, offshore financial services, renewable energy. Belize is still tapping into that as well. And there are sectors and institutions designed to support this. We had Beltrade on the couch yesterday talking about the Belize Investment Summit, ways that Belize is trying to be proactive to find further investment for the country should there be any opportunity for the tourism industry to falter. I think we will be having backup plans after backup plans.
Yeah, so your point is basically that Belize is
we are prepared.
We are prepared to pivot. So I don't think that we are at that place yet where we're prepared to pivot. And I'm glad that we're having this conversation at a time when the tourism industry and its contributions to the GDP is stable and in some cases growing and not declining. But it's a conversation worth having nonetheless. I don't think we are at a position, as I said, that we're able to pivot.
Yeah.
One of the primary reasons is that tourism seeps into technically every community within our society, right? When you think about where I come from, where I live right now in Port Loyola, I know many people that work in the tourism and hospitality sector, whether it's at a restaurant, whether it's at a hotel. I know a lot of people in Belmopan, I know a lot of people in Kamalote that works in this sector, that are employed in this sector and able to make an earning because they're in this tourism sector. So you have to think about the employment, right? And you have to think about the skill set that people have been able to develop because of being able to work in this sector. And if tourism is to falter or fail, God forbid, then you'd have a case where you have people like those I know, including a lot of family members, that will then have to learn new skill sets.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out how to add to their skill sets, how to transition into a new market, transition into a new sector, right? And that will be a hard ask. And so perhaps the training grounds has to be developed first. And yes, we know there's a lot of these institutions like IT Vets and Beltrade comes in at times to do trainings for entrepreneurship. But that would be for me one of the first hurdles, having to change or develop new skill sets to then serve or contribute to a new market, right? Then you think about how much income or how much finances, the percentage of the GDP that tourism contributes to our economy, to our revenue, around 40%, 42, 43% on average over the last few years. That speaks to how much of a backbone tourism is to our economy. And when the backbone breaks, that's a fracture that takes some time to fix. And in many cases, it actually paralyzes and cripples an individual, right? Because then you would have to think about, all right, where can we make up what is lost? And can we honestly and practically think and believe that another sector that may only be contributing 10 to 15 to 20%, let's say the agriculture sector, can offset those losses? And at this point in time, and I think the answer is no. When you think about, yes, you brought it up, but when you think about the agriculture sector, I think the SIB stats show that in 2023, we'll just look at 2023, the SIB stats shows that agriculture contributed somewhere around 10% of the GDP in 2023, right? I'm not sure what's for 2024, and then of course we won't have the figures for 2025 yet. So 10% versus 40 to 43%. Even if tourism drops to 20%, God forbids, you'd have to figure out how we could increase our production in agriculture by 20% in order to offset that. I don't know that we're there yet. Sugar, shrimp is bouncing back. We need more investment in that area. Well, I see down south, a lot of those banana farms have now been transformed into, was it corn? Yes, corn. I see up north, a lot of those sugar fields have been transformed into coconut fields and coconut pastures, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it shows that we are pivoting already.
But
Paul.
it shows that we are still trying to find our footing. We're still trying to figure out what works, and it's good, and that is good. But at this point, I don't know that we are at a place, and I like some of the ventures that the Ministry of Agriculture is taking in terms of export and tapping into new export market, but I don't know that we are at that place yet where we'll be able to offset the losses in the tourism sector because of how heavily reliant we are on that sector.
But here's the thing, I think you're looking at the question a little bit differently than I am.
Tell me.
Because you are saying that we would be able to offset the impact or the losses from the tourism industry, but the question is, are we prepared to pivot? And I think we are prepared to pivot. We are seeing that in the many other ways that we are pouring into other industries. Are they ready to contribute exactly the amount that tourism is doing at this time? Maybe not.
But that's pivoting.
Yeah, but the pivoting is that you are having another option. You are preparing another option. Are you prepared to
viable another option that's viable? Right? It can't just be another option. I can't just say, all right, I'm going from this old shoes to another old shoes where the bottom man drop off as I take one first walk. It has to be a viable option.
I choose to be the optimist in this case because I think that it will be difficult for us to exactly have other industries neck and neck with the tourism industry at this time, especially for us we've marketed ourselves as a tourism industry, as a tourist country, a tourist destination. We are now seeing other ways that we can further create that merge with using tourism and, for example, our ocean as well. So we're trying to market ourselves to be a country that is more interested in conservation. That could also tie into tourism, but I think there are also opportunities for us to use that to our advantage. I love that you brought up aquaculture as well, though, because there's also opportunities for us to really take advantage of aquaculture, and I think we're not doing as much as we can. You spoke of the shrimp industry and the budding opportunity that we have to export to Taiwan, I believe. That has not completely materialized as yet, but I think that could be insane when it actually does, because there is so many things that we can get out of that. I don't even know that we are prepared to meet that demand if it actually comes about. But if that does happen, Paul, that is a viable option to pick. Exactly.
It is, but here's the thing though, Sam. When you think about the agricultural sector, you're thinking, one, about supplying your country with the necessaries of food, but you're also thinking about export, right? That's where the revenue will come from.
And
the tourism, we sort of export in terms of marketing, right? Well, I don't know if that's considered export, but a lot of what happens in tourism is locally.
Yeah.
But export in agriculture means you're tapping into a whole new world.
Yeah.
Where the competition is stiff, and you have to be able, one, to meet demands, and you have to be able to market your products at a cheaper rate, or at least at a competitive rate, because guess what? Your neighboring country, they're competing at that same market, and their agricultural sector is already robust to some extent, right?
Yeah.
Whether in Mexico, Guatemala, I'm just speaking in general. So you have to consider that competitive
Yeah, but
aspect
you
on
are
the,
suggesting then, Paul, that we
market.
I don't think that's our issue, though. I think our issue isn't exactly marketing our product. They already want our product. When we talk about livestock, we've had the Minister of Agriculture on the couch many times with us talking about beef, for example. They want our cattle in Mexico. They want our cattle in Central America. I think people or countries in CARICOM are also hoping for an opportunity for that export relationship to take place. The challenge is finding out how to do that.
Yeah.
And I think they're still trying to work out that kink.
That's good. That's a good point, and I think that's why we're not prepared to pivot, I said.
But I think, should it happen, we will get prepared. It will force us to have to get it done.
Listen, when you as a household, right? Like I say, you as a household.
Yeah.
You have a situation, and tourism is the household. Or we are the household, and tourism is our job.
Yeah.
And we have a situation where we lose that job, right? We lose it. You think the debt collector will stop calling knock on your door and say, yeah, man, you lose that 40% of your income. So no worry about nothing. And yeah, you have sometimes you have graces from these international financial institutions, but they're not gonna stop knocking.
Yeah.
They still want to make sure that you are able to meet your debt obligations. And so tourism and its financial contribution to this nation helps a lot with that. And so when you're talking about failing, and perhaps I'm speaking at the extreme level where you just wake up one day and then everything
I really
falls,
think you are
right?
being so extreme right now.
But if you lose that and the debt collectors come knocking, there'll be pressures, at least within a short period of time, for you to get your act together and find a way to generate that income to pay those debt collectors. And so there's that. There's a debt pressure that you'll have to deal with, that you'll have to maintain, and that in and of itself is stressful. You know what have to file for bankruptcy, you know what have to devalue your currency, and so we are heavily reliant on tourism, and it's not just about the GDP, it's about skills, the skills gap that would be come into play. It's about servicing our debts. It's about finding another way to finance all that we need to finance for our government and for the revenues as well. So I am not convinced that we are at a place where we're ready to pivot, but we can get there, and you've raised some very good points.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe that we can get there indeed. I think that we have several opportunities that are available to us. It's simply about finding out how to really take advantage of that. I go back to my points of certain industries that we are pouring into, but I think still need further investments. Agriculture is one of them that I think could have the same weight as tourism, if not probably more, Paul, especially when we think of the exporting opportunities and Belize's placement in Central America and CARICOM. I think there are opportunities for small business owners to further figure out how they can grow their businesses to export as well. And so I'm really, really driving that point with the Belize Investment Summit conversation that we had yesterday. Investors coming to the country, seeing opportunities to create other industries as well in the country is also an avenue where we can prepare ourselves to pivot if tourism falters. And so this was quite an interesting one. I always enjoy having these hot topic debates with you, and thank you guys as well for engaging with us in the comments section. We do got to move things along, though. We have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have more conversations to look forward to right here on Open Your Eyes.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Are you ready? This Monday, August 18th, the Open Your Eyes Country Tour is coming to you live from Cajal Pet Resort in San Ignacio, Cayo, where we'll bring the vibes, the culture, and the stories that make this jewel shine. Come meet your favorite hosts, showcase your local business, enjoy live music, food, crafts, giveaways, and be part of the spotlight. It's a day to celebrate culture, explore history, and shine a light on the Cayo district like never before. Open Your Eyes Country Tour, powered by Digi. Don't miss it.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE. Paid for by homeowners who demand better appliances.
Coming up, the best of Barbados and more at Carifesta 15. International interns enjoy breakthrough opportunities. History with a side of salsa. Yes, we're in San Juan. Community programs in Dominica receive a major boost. The home base with all you can ask for.
It's all next on this station.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our second conversation, and it's all about the Belize City Council Super Sale. We are joined this morning by Erin Garnett. She's the director of Erin Garnett Miller. She is the Director of Communications and Marketing representing the Belize City Council, and also with us is Milicia McDougall. She is the Local Economic Development Manager, also representing the Belize City Council. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us and welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it feels like we just had you here like, what, a week or so ago?
Thank you so much. Last time we were here, we were discussing our new event that we were hosting, the Midweek Wind Down, which was, I mean, it was an amazing event. If you were there, if you weren't there, you missed out. But our residents are already asking for another one, so we're working on that. But this time, time, we're back for the Back to School Edition Super Sale, which is this Saturday in downtown Belize City. As you know, the Super Sale is one of our signature family events, so we're really excited to be hosting this one. And this one is, as you know, each one has a different theme. And so the Back to School edition is always one of the biggest one and one of the most special ones, because it is really based out of that necessity to get what you really need to prepare your kids for back to school.
Yeah.
And so it starts at 10 a.m., ends at 6, but people are out there way before 10, waiting for Angelus to finish setting up stationery house, you know, all of these organizations.
Yeah, we were teasing it earlier this morning in our conversation, because I think this comes at a perfect time when there's a GST-free weekend.
Oh, it was not an accident.
Well.
We have to think about everything.
Exactly, the cards aligned.
We wanted to make sure everything was coinciding with each other.
And so this is an event I think Belizeans have come to expect and appreciate more than anything.
And they anticipate, and so they wait until this event comes around to be able to really get majority of what they need. The beauty about this event is it's really a one-stop shop, because we have so many known back to school organizations that are participating. And what I always tell Mel is that, you know, back in the day when you're thinking back to school, you're just thinking about some notebooks and pencils, and now that need has really grown.
We were talking about that too, like the
tablets,
the you need
cell
to take.
phones, and calculators, and you're thinking about
grocery
printers
list.
for at-home work.
Yeah.
So the list has grown, and so this event has really accommodated that growth. And so we have many organizations, Smart offering great cell phone deals, Full Tech System offering printers on sale. So, you know, we're really trying to meet that need.
So will Belizeans be able to take advantage of the GST-free weekend out there?
Yes.
How is that considered?
Yes, so it's going to be both along, like, with each other, right? So we have the GST free on, I have to stress, back to school items, right? This weekend is not for all items, it's specifically for back to school items. And so that is going to be packaged along with additional deals from the vendors at Super Sale. I must say that a lot of our vendors have been very participatory and open to that concept, and supportive of, you know, offering these deals and really getting this done this weekend. So we have to express our appreciation. They are creating flyers, they're letting you know on their flyers, back to school super sale plus GST free.
Yeah, right, so because it's
they're really embracing it.
It's a case where the super sale already
has
discounts,
a specific discount.
Right? Based on what you all have said before, these businesses enter or participate with the understanding that, hey,
you must give a certain level of discount,
right? And then now you have the GST free added to it, so it's a super sale.
It's a super sale, and it's back to school, which is so very important. And we're glad to be able to, as always, really create a platform for our vendors to connect with consumers, having a fun, family-friendly activity to do. As you know, we have shopping, of course, we have entertainment, food, drinks, or fully loaded kids zone.
So Mel, do you have a list of businesses that will be out there for people to be prepared and say, all right, I don't have to go to this place here Saturday because I could go downtown and find it.
Everything.
And or how many businesses will be out there?
So far we have over 115, I believe.
Wow.
Businesses. And of yesterday, after we've done the other morning show, I think we had gotten like 5 or 6 additional people.
Wow. So you guys still have space?
Yes, we make space. Come on.
I remember that about you guys.
All the time.
Yes. Because the goal behind it is not just to have an event, but to have vendors have this platform. It's just not, you know, conducive for us to turn them back. The goal is for them to have this platform, and so we will make the space for you guys to be able to meet consumers and, you know, connect and show your products. So
it's not only about school supplies or
our usual vendors are going to be out there as well.
Right?
For these super sales, we have specific teams, so you have an idea of additional vendors that will be there. But we have our great vast variety of vendors, trinkets, clothing, many other things.
Something for everyone.
There are other vendors that are usual to us, but that will be participating in stores. So there's like Brody's, the Barry, Swami's is one of them that is down the street.
Swami's is the uniform,
right?
Yeah.
So I have to mention them because they're not coming out this year.
But they will be having their deals.
They will be doing their deals, yes.
Okay. Man, just the name of Swamis just give me so much nostalgia. Like I remember summertime, you have to go and try on your uniform and wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so
okay.
I'm looking forward to my purchasing of my daughter's uniform shirt.
Lunch kits and uniform material, everything.
I literally waited. I waited.
Is there a discount, a GST discount on GST free on uniforms? I haven't seen the list. Sorry, I didn't watch it.
Yes,
actually, yes. Uniforms,
usually
uniform
taxable,
cloth.
but for this weekend, GST free.
And you might get an extra discount on it as well.
Yes.
You should
of course, you check out Mikado as well.
Yeah.
Because they're the one-stop shop for pretty much everything clothing related.
You guys have been having quite a busy year so far, and it's only August.
And September is coming around the corner, guys, so we will be back.
Yes, it's going to be, there's been a lot taking place over at the City Council when it comes to providing these types of spaces and platforms for businesses and for people to take advantage and meet entrepreneurs and business owners. This is something that's important to the City Council as well. Can you speak to that?
Well, it was always one of the goals of the City Council. From this administration came in 2018. The goal was really to have an influx and really focus on that local economic development side, right? And so we really wanted to bring life back to Belize City, but also specifically the downtown area needed major revitalization, right? So this is all a part of that greater plan. And so the first super sale was in 2018, the first year of this administration.
Which was only 25
Only
vendors.
25 vendors were there. And we always look back on that and just say, when you stick with something and you really push it and you create these relationships, look at how much it has grown and something that people really look forward to. And if they have not heard about the Super Sale in a month or two, they are calling the phones.
But the networking is so important too, and the confidence that the residents end up having at the end of these shows or events. I call them shows because it's like this real nice show of everything that we have.
It's a display.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. And it also provides opportunities for small businesses that nobody knows about to actually have that display opportunity. So it works fantastic.
Yeah, and if businesses are drawn to it, and increasingly over the years, it shows that there is some level of profitability to them, right? Perhaps even if it's not.
People don't come back if they're not seeing results, right?
Right, so people
But it's not only that they don't come back, there are also opportunities for others that want to do something, So that's like the Super Sale started a lot of small businesses up because they want to be a part of this grand movement.
Yeah,
so
the visibility.
They develop this. Well, if it's food, if it's trinkets. Now we have, I mean, like 3, 4, 5, like up to 10 now trinket small business that does trinkets, but they weren't in existence before. So you can see that drive for them to say, all right, well, I can see what City Council do because they want to this next.
Yeah, because a return may not only mean income. A return could mean me introducing myself to a large audience, me building networks and connections, right, as a small business. So I could see where it's profitable there.
I think that we are in the era of seeing so much entrepreneurs come onto the scene, and of course this came after the pandemic. Many of the small businesses that we've had on the show, they've said that they started their idea or their business kind of came to life during 2020, 2021, thereabout. And I think beyond just having a space to come and show what your business is, I think these platforms like the back to school sale or any of the other ones that you have provided gives people that urge to say, hey, you know, Mel did it. And I could see myself in Mel. Paul did it. I could try, I've had this idea at the back of my mind all this time. I don't necessarily have to have this big grand showcasing right away. And I could go and I could prop my booth right side of Erin and she's selling her trinkets and I could bring out my items too. And you start from somewhere. And so it's the community, as Paul said, that I think I really see in these initiatives that you guys have what feels like every month or every quarter at this point.
Yeah, so there's so many benefits to it, and I hope you all are taking note of that.
Definitely.
There's so many facets where businesses are actually benefiting and growing.
But not only that, there's this very unique business, and Back to School brings it out all the time, ACIT tutoring. They literally started at COVID because children were at home and not doing any work or falling behind on their work. So they started up this little, just two friends started this tutoring service that came out, and they started under the Belize City Accelerator program, which is City Council host. And they just developed into this real awesome little unit of two that provides educational support for children in the South Side. And they display
we might be stealing that as a story.
They display themselves at the superstore, at the super sale as well.
It doesn't have to be a product; it's a service that you provide.
So it just goes to show it the full rounded opportunity that is given.
And I know for this super sale as well, and many others, those small vendors that may not have the backing or the materials to participate, the Belize City Council does have large tent seating for about 8 vendors spaces for that they could be able to take advantage of and apply to use that space, the table and chairs. They would just need to bring their products for display.
Right.
And just, getting a little head start and support support for that beginning stage.
Yes.
Now, we did mention that, persons were calling after your last appearance on a morning show, but should you get calls again after this conversation, what do you say?
We have space.
We'll make space. We'll make the space.
Albert Street long,
Yeah, that's true. You go way, way, way up, right? And you could jump off Albert Street and go up our next street.
When Ayabra.
We've talked a bit about the products that'll be out there. What about live entertainment? I know that's another huge component for these events.
we always say the super sale. The main thing isn't the entertainment, it's about the vendors and really the shopping, right? But you need at least something for the while in the shop, you need something for hold the bag, right? So we always make sure, and that's another part of it, right? Kind of giving the opportunity to our local entertainers as well, get a little booking. And so we have a great lineup for this super sale. We have Super Furia Band, we have Hugh Bade,
that's like a concert. I'm here for the free concert, and some people are selling stuff over there. Right?
We have Bossa B-Band as well.
Yeah.
So how it usually happen, we take a little later during the afternoon when things, people put down the bag, leave it, get the shopping and they go on the stage.
Yes.
But live entertainment throughout the day.
And of course, a space for children as well.
Right.
Yes, free cotton candy, snow cones, bouncy houses, trampolines.
So when you say free cotton candy, only the kids get free cotton candy?
That is the goal, but sometimes it's like a leap here, we kind of sneak in the walk around.
Because I could go get what cotton candy for my niece, but she just can't go and get it,
Right. Honestly,
we have...
She can't move right now.
One of the amazing things about these events is that the PR department and the lead department are hosting, but obviously we need our entire council team to execute these things. And we're talking major support from our sanitation teams, our works teams for setup, multiple departments, and so we have a lot of other employees that assist us, and so they're managing the snow cones and they're managing the cotton candies, and they're very strict.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right over there, sir. My niece is sitting right there amongst the next 100 picnic. I just go pick it up for her.
But these are while supplies last, and usually last show the day.
In terms of security now, what are we looking at for security?
Security is always a combination of our in-house enforcement department and the Belize Police Department. We always arrange a site visit ahead. They check out the space. They want to know what zone we're in, and they tell us how much police officers we need. And we always go based on that suggestion because we take their expert advice now. So that's usually our security plan. Our enforcement officers are with them as well. So it's usually pretty tight, and we have been without incident so far.
Because we're dealing with money, right? People making financial transactions.
Yes. So all of that is considered.
Businesses want to be safe. Traffic. What are we looking at with traffic for this weekend? I mean, it might be nightmarish for some people, but it's one of those things we just have to
be strategic. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's gonna be Waterley. It's gonna be Waterley off the bridge. Albert Street is blocked off. We usually go to about Prince Street with the usual amount of vendors that we have. So that area is going to be blocked off. For parking, we usually say find a spot on one of the side streets. People are just flooding in from all corners.
Yeah, and come as early as possible to secure parking.
They come early for back to school edition.
We also do have secure parking
At the David
front,
Williams
right.
Fonseca parking lot on Regent Street.
Is that the one beside the court?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind Brody's.
Yes.
All right. Well, ladies, always a pleasure having you guys
Thank you so
here.
much for having us.
Thanks so much for joining us and sharing the update over at the City Council. And we'll see you back next month.
Yeah.
We know. All righty. We take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will be chatting up about the upcoming Queen of the Bay pageant. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
August 18th, the Open Your Eyes Country Tour is coming to you live from Cahal Pet Resort in San Ignacio, Cayo, where we'll bring the vibes, the culture, and the stories that make this jewel shine. Come meet your favorite hosts, showcase your local business, enjoy live music, food, crafts, giveaways, and be part of the spotlight. It's a day to celebrate culture, explore history, and shine a light on the Cayo district like never before. Open Your Eyes Country Tour, powered by Digi. Don't miss it.
Get ready for back to school with Benny's B-Books. We have limited edition Benny's exercise and composition books, just in time for the new school year. Get 6 composition books for 5 B-Bucks and 12 exercise books for only 2 B-Bucks. Benny's and B-Bucks, getting you ready for back to school.
We are ready for back to school. Are you?
Josetún presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belize. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación Quipass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orange Drag con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belize.
There's so many different.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our next conversation, and it's all about the Queen of the Bay. Na, 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 na. Okay, this morning we are joined by the reigning queen herself, Queen Diani Lang, no stranger to you guys here. Also here with us is Karima Card. She is the Vice President of the Queen of the Bay National Committee. She was also reigning Queen of the Bay in 2008 to 2009. But she's also joined by Natalie Perez, and she's a member of the Association of Former Queens and also reigning queen for 2001 to 2002. Really, we are joined by queens this morning.
Yes.
And then there's Paul. But thank you ladies so much for joining us, and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I love the fact that we have different generations of queens here with us, and I imagine the stories that you guys have been able to tell to each other, how different the pageant has been since then. Let's talk about what the Queen of the Bay is for persons who might not know, and the significance of having this pageant and this staple piece in our September celebrations every year.
Okay, like you said, we have generations of queens here this morning. What people may not know is that the former queens are very active when it comes to Queen of the Bay, and that is why we have been able to have this long-standing tradition and a piece of knowledge for you all today. The Queen of the Bay pageant is the only pageant in the world that has an unbroken line.
Wow.
So there are pageants that have been running longer, but the Queen of the Bay is the only pageant that has an unbroken line. So this year will be our 80th pageant in an unbroken line. And so the Queens take pride in making sure that this legacy continues, and everything that is done by the National Committee goes through the Association of Former Queens. So they are really the grand overseer of all things Queen of the Bay.
Sorry to inject, but how does the organization get the interest of all these past queens to participate in this event?
The love for the pageant.
The love for the pageant.
Yes. The moment we decided to enter, mine was, 20-something years ago.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, 2001 to 2002.
Probably say, all right, they're way behind me.
I just have to say, I could never tell. If you tell me you won 2001 to 2002, I was like, girl, what? No, you look so young.
Thank you. But yes, the moment you decide to enter this pageant and you're exposed to what Queen of the Bay offers, the love just never fades. And, 2025, we're still here, and I believe most of the queens are, like she said, are still active and try to help as much as they could. And so yeah, we encourage young ladies to participate every year. I met Queen D when she was 10, and I always told her mom she has the potential of being one of the best. And here she is.
Why, for maybe, I know it's 80 years ago, but why was this pageant started in the first place?
Okay, so a bit of history. And one thing, Miss Emma, she used to always make sure she tell
all the delegates, all the queens, the stories that back in 1946 there were Guatemalan ships in our waters, and the Loyal and Patriotic Order of the Baymen, they started this pageant as a symbol of freedom to show that we are a sovereign nation. And so that is still the idea of Queen of the Bay, you know, a symbol, as the song says, a symbol of love, a symbol of freedom.
Yeah.
And so it is that same patriotic spirit and that same sense of tradition and loyalty and love of country that we still try to instill in the delegates and continue the legacy.
I love that you offered that story to us to explain further, because one of the things that we often hear from people, spectators who might not understand the history of it, is that this pageant kind of reflects a bit of a colonial essence to it.
Yeah.
But I think it tells that story of where we were at that time,
Yeah.
and perhaps it offers that conversation for us to still have of how Belize was able to obtain its sovereignty in the first place. And so even though you might see these little these bit of hints of our colonial ties, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are celebrating that.
Yeah.
It's telling that story. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I would say that is fair to say, because I always have this conversation with a few people who are curious to know more about Queen of the Bay, and I always compare it to like our own family ties. You know, if you do our family tree, maybe we might have a past that we might not want to really like say we're celebrating, but we cannot erase it. It had to happen. You know, there's always a phrase that says, if you change the past, you change everything. So I think the Queen of the Bay is a reflection of Belizean resilience, knowing that we had that past where we were, you know, battling against Guatemala, and that's still something that is happening today. But we wanted to show a symbol, like what we said, of sovereignty, showing that we are a nation that is strong and we can stand firm in protecting what is ours.
What is the Bay, or where was the Bay? And again, history that we are talking about here. If you go back in time, is it like Belize, the Bay of Belize? I'm just interested in the history, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you all on the spot. But the Bay is the Queen of the Bays, not the Queen of Belize or the Queen of.
So the title is more symbolic today,
Okay.
because of how the pageant got started. I don't think the name has ever changed.
Yeah, the name
since
hasn't
its inception.
changed. And then remember, it was the Bay of Honduras. So
The
it's
Bay of Honduras.
So the name has not changed, and it's part of, you know, the tradition that we keep. Along with, I know you mentioned the colonial aspects of it, and I know in relation to the courtesy and stuff like that, having a queen and her court, you know, those are the aspects. But over the years, we have made changes to the pageant and tried to make it relevant and keep it relevant. And it's not just about having a pageant, but it's also about teaching young ladies. And if you look at the delegates and the caliber of young ladies that enter and what they do after the pageant, you notice that we try our best to improve their lives in any way that we can. And they always, all our queens are outstanding members of society wherever they live.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really cool things that I've observed about the Queen of the Bay. It's kind of like the style of it to me comes off a little bit more conservative, and I'm totally fine with that. But I love the different elements of the pageant itself. You spoke about the curtsy, and I think over the years perhaps that has evolved. Maybe you can correct us, because for the past umpteen years, it seemed like this curtsy has been like, you could be terrible at everything, but if you do this curtsy to perfection, you win, you know?
Higher chance, right?
Higher chance. Talk about the different elements of the pageant itself, and how important is that curtsy?
Okay. Yes, the curtsy is the highlight of the pageant. And I think that everybody looks on to see it every year. You know, you nailing the curtsy and doing.
We become athletes for that curtsy.
Yes,
we train like an athlete.
We train, but actually this year we have made some changes to the segments. We have the pageant is judged in phases. So even though it looks like, you know, it's just a curtsy and pageant night, there is judging being taken place. We have a week of activities, and it starts on Sunday for this year, Sunday, August 24th. And that's our sashing ceremony, where the delegates are officially sashed and presented to the public as candidates for that are vying for the title. And at that ceremony, they do a platform statement. So they're expected to be working within their communities. They're expected to be doing some type of impactful work. And they make a statement on what it is that they have been doing, are doing, and plan to continue during their year of reign. And they are judged on that. This year, we have taken out the talent section, so there's no talent, but we do have a national costume segment.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
Good replacement.
Yeah.
Yes, so they can choose to depict their area, their district, or not. They can, whatever aspect of Belize that they want to highlight on stage, they will model their costume.
You guys
for
did
that.
something similar to that last year, though, right? There was some element of a costume display.
Not for the national pageant.
It was for Deanna's,
yes.
And your costume blew us out the park. I want to quickly go over to you, Deanna, because I think you have really set the bar high when it comes to presenting yourself as a queen with a purpose. Oftentimes when we see these pageants, and not only Queen of the Bay, but all the pageants that we've highlighted and talked about, there seems to be this movement for these queens to have some type of advocacy, some type of cause that they care about. And one of the things I've really admired about Deanna was that she was about this movement and this cause way before this pageant. She made her own platform when she couldn't find a space to highlight that. And I'm not telling you that because you're here. You know, I really believe that. But I want you to speak about that, being a queen with a purpose, and not only showcasing yourself as, you know, a representative of beauty and poise, but also having something to say and taking up space.
Man, Sabrina, you almost like, got me tearing up just now. But like you rightfully mentioned, it's something that has been instilled in my life all this while. And becoming Queen of the Bay, it just kind of amplified that. I always say to young ladies that knowing your purpose for going into pageantry really sets the pace. You know, you can have an advocacy, you can have the beauty, you can have all the different facets of it, but if you don't know that reason why you decided to step into this arena, then you can get lost by so many different things. I mean, one of my biggest battles last year was just my anxiety knowing I'm competing with 10 other delegates. That instantly could have deterred me from even being victorious. And so I hope I said the right word. Yeah. But it's really important to just be firm in who you are and what you believe in and why you want to enter into this. My reign has been so robust. I think my expectations came in phases and it still blew all of that out the park. And I believe that what really made it happen at Wales was because of people seeing my journey from before.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that I always push to young ladies is that your social media speaks volumes to people even before you win. So what you have there is like your resume, really. And when people saw that for me and people see the work, they just kept coming with things that they want me to speak at the school or speak at this dinners. That it just kept on coming. I think my job kind of like wondered when I would like just stay at work for a full month. But honestly, like you mentioned, pageantry is changing.
Yeah.
I think my reign for Queen of the Bay, it had showed the public what it really means to be a Queen of the Bay. And like you mentioned earlier, people kind of like just saw the little nuggets of what they think is so archaic. However, the pageant has evolved, like Miss Karima mentioned. The segments are different. If it's not really new, it's evolved. And so, yeah, this year, the delegates, they are bringing their A game.
Yeah,
and
now you have new girls that are set to take on the mantle,
yes,
take over the crown,
and to
hopefully
take it to another level. Like, I think that with my reign, it's not to just be the Queen of the Bay that did so many things, but it's to show the delegates that this is like the benchmark. This is what we want for future Queen of the Bays. And to even set that bar for other pageants, I think
to raise the bar.
Yeah, to raise the bar as well.
Before we get into the new delegates, as a young person, how challenging is it for you to maintain the image that is the Queen of the Bay in today's day and age, whether it's on social media, whether it's socially interacting with people, how challenging or how much of a pressure is it on you as a young person?
Honestly, for me, it's not so much of a pressure. I mean, there's underlying currents of it, but not so much, because for me, I was already, I would say, like, poised and already have a certain style, and I wasn't really that much out and about. So for me, it wasn't that much like changing so much of myself. It was more like adapting into the different avenues of what the Queen of the Bay represents. So it wasn't that much. And I think that for any young lady who want to enter into Queen of the Bay, I think that is something where, yes, sometimes we make impulsive decisions. I would say my decision was kind of impulsive. But if you are somebody who knows that you would have to make that change, I would say start preparing yourself for that, because you know, you have to know that yes, we can make some tweaks and changes, but there's also instances where you have to adapt. And I think the Queen of the Bay has changed from the past, you know, but they are still making sure that they keep that standard that has always been for the past.
And I think that's important, what you mentioned, because it shows why you hold the title, right? Because it's you naturally being yourself and then coming into yourself in terms of this role. So it's not like, oh, you made it way over. So the judges did a good job. I'm saying judges did a good job at identifying
we still
who
want
stands
somebody
out.
who is authentic.
Correct.
And so if you know that you cannot authentically be not just the Queen of the Bay, but be in that queen capacity, then, because anybody can be molded to be a queen, but
that's
how long
the difference
can that
between
last?
performance and authenticity.
Now, Miss Karima, you were mentioning about the pageant night and how things have changed, and I just wanted to continue down that line in case you hadn't finished, because you spoke about the Impact project, you spoke about the costume. We still have the curtsy, right?
Yes, we still have the curtsy, but before I get into the curtsy, as what Queen Diana was saying, the authenticity, we do have a segment where the delegates are speaking to the panel of judges, so they have a one-on-one interview with
that's
the
a new
judges.
element?
We have been doing this for the past 3 years. This will be the third year that we're doing it now. They have a one-on-one interview with the judges, and so that's where they get to, you know, show who they are and show their authenticity. So that's where the judges, it's not performative, it's just me, here I am, this is what I do, this is what I stand for. So there's a segment that is judging, that they're judged on that. And yes, pageant night. Pageant night, we have the costume segment, as I have mentioned, and then the introduction, and then we do the march, which is the traditional part, and the curtsy again, the other traditional part of the pageant, and of course question and answer.
All right, so now the delegates, the contestants for this year, how many do we have, and where are they representing?
Okay, we have 8 delegates this year, and we have representation from the entire country. We have San Pedro, Corozal, Stan Creek, Toledo, Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Yes.
So that's how much?
Yeah, we have 2 from Stan Creek. We have Stan Creek West and Stan Creek Central.
All right.
Yes. So it's a total of 8.
When is the pageant set to take place this year?
Okay, the pageant will be on August 30th.
Oh wow!
At the Belize Civic Center.
You know what? I really thought it was going to be in September for some reason.
No, the Queen is crowned on the morning of September 10th.
Okay.
So the 20th or 28th?
The 30th.
No, the 30th. Sorry, my bad.
So the end of the month.
Does the association assist in preparing these young ladies for pageant, or giving advice or mentoring?
If the young ladies don't have anyone to assist them, Queen Karima would ask any of the queens if they're available to help. I usually help this year. I usually help with Miss Corozal, since I'm originally from there.
Okay.
But she has her team with her, and I guess everybody else had assistance. But if we're available, we're always willing to help.
What's the advice you would give to either of these ladies before pageant night? Having come from the exact same lineage and knowing what it takes to win and having your own experience.
Enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the moment. Don't let the nerves get the best of you. And that's what I did the night of the pageant. You know, I was so nervous because my area was 13 of us. And I was like, okay, let me see what I'll do. You know, and I stood in front of the mirror before going on stage and I spoke positive words to myself. And I'm like, I can do this. Just give the biggest smile. And, you know, I did what I had to do.
Something like you remember that time?
Oh yes, I'm talking about it and I'm seeing myself.
And social media wasn't as active back at that time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was totally different because I wasn't someone that would use dress. I put t-shirt and shorts, and so coming from t-shirts and shorts to this beautiful gown the night of the pageant for me.
And the gowns have evolved too, I think.
Yeah. They have.
They're like mechanical gowns now. I saw, didn't your gowns have like light?
Not my gown.
But I saw a gown
it
with like
yes.
that literally lit up.
Yeah.
I think
it's the year before.
The year before.
Guys, I don't even want to know what 10 years from now is going to be like.
All right, so August 30th, tickets, where can we get tickets? Are they available as well? On Quick Pass, #1 app for tickets in Belize
and the price of the tickets? The cost of the tickets?
Yeah, so it's $5 for children, and it's $21 general admission, and $41 reserved seating for children that's ages 12 and under. And we just wanted to put a little note there that this Saturday we will be at the Downtown Super Sale, and we're going to be giving away tickets to children ages 12 and under.
Fantastic.
I see there's a VIP table as well.
Yes, we've added some VIP tables. The tables are going for $800 each, and they seat 5. It comes with complimentary drinks and food. Finger foods, yes.
2 bottles of wine, hors d'oeuvres, and seating for 5 persons in prime view.
Yes.
What did you say?
Or isn't that what it say? Hors d'oeuvres? Or
I just wanted to repeat it.
Listen,
ladies, thanks.
That's not Queen like Sabrina.
I have my moments.
But that's not all. We have, like I said, besides the pageant this year, we also have a catamaran cruise. This is in celebration of our 80th pageant, and this is a royal all-white queens event, so we have a lot of past queens coming in, and so come sail with the queens. And this will be held on Sunday, August 31st, so the day after the pageant. We have that, and we have the entertainment by Gil Harris 7 Band. First time they will be performing on a catamaran. So this is something big. It should be fun. Tickets are also on Quick Pass. They are $150 each. And again, comes with food and drinks.
All right.
Complimentary drinks. So.
Well, ladies, this has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and share a bit more about the pageant, what it means to be a part of this pageant, and of course, why we should still be supporting it 80 years later. Thank you so much, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you for having us.
Alrighty, we take a quick break now, and when we come back, the conversation switches into Ramada celebrating back to school with a splash.
Factors which can impact on your digestive system, because there's a very strong connection between your intestinal tract and your central nervous system or your brain. So your digestive system is sometimes referred to as your second brain, your second nervous system, because the connections are very strong between the two, and one can impact it very heavily on the other one.
A message that I want persons to take away is that food is to be enjoyed, but because of the high risk of non-communicable diseases in our region, we're finding that food plays a factor in contributing to that. And if we can start by cutting down even the starchy foods, that makes a difference.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Rosetón presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Bowl, Belize. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación Quipass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orindrak con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mar Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belize.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Yes, love changes everyone. Live or perish in its flame. Love will never, never let you be the same.
When we dance, you have your way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes, they see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak.
Since you push my life aside, I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never be enough.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. This is our final conversation for this morning, and it's all about how Ramada is celebrating back to school with a splash. We have joining us on set marketing manager over there at Ramada, Miss Nicole Quilter, and she's here to talk to us all about what you all have planned for the kids.
Woohoo!
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you again for inviting me.
It's a pleasure.
Well, I'm really excited to be here because this is really an excitement event that we are doing back to school with Splash. Because we have this in mind for us is really, the education is really important for us. So we are trying to give back to the community. Our event is basically to give back to the community everything that they give us. So back to school with a splash, we'll do it 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. But Saturday is on the pool side and Sunday is in the Fun City side. Yes, we have, well, since you can see here, we have different backpacks.
Different goodies?
Yes, we have backpacks full with supplies. So if you still don't have your supplies for the kids, yes, you can open
Awesome.
it. Help me to open it, yes.
The surprise inside.
Yes.
Ooh.
Paul, you look like the type that would have wanted a superhero backpack.
I still want the superhero.
You sure? You don't,
I
you
love
don't
that.
want this one? You
Oh my God, I would love a unicorn backpack.
Let's change it then.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so we have you'll be giving away these.
We are going to give away a Saturday and Sunday.
And Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday we have backpacks not only for females, males also for different age.
Wow.
So we have different supplies for give away for the kids. But we have the cost of $5 for kids and $10 for adults.
Okay.
And then we're going to have this event from 11 to 5 p.m. where we are going to have different activities, questions, basic questions for the kids so they can give or they can get a backpack, they can get supplies, because even if I want to say that we have 100 or 200 backpacks for the kids, I will be lying. I want to say thank you also for our sponsors, the Stationery House, Cellular World, Print Shop, Simon Kwan, A&R, House of Carney, and Love Lotus, because thanks to them, we are doing this possible. So even if I want to have more sponsors, the time and limited, I understand everything. So we have limited backpacks, but for the kids that cannot get a backpack, we also have different
Stationery,
for them, you know, so they can have anything. Our mission or our goals is for every kid that go to the event, at least go back home with any supply. No matter what. Maybe not a backpack, but they will have something. So we are trying our best to get as much as possible. So any kid, every kid that come to our event Saturday and Sunday, they can get something. So if they come on Saturday and then they don't get anything, they can come on Sunday. That will be on Fun City. And then probably they can get more backpacks or supplies. So we are really expecting people to come and support. Again, it's $5 for kids and $10 for adults.
The value here is more than $5 and $10, right? So it's really just, based on what I'm seeing, a little fee to put some skin in the game, right? And to participate in what you all are doing. So let's talk about what's happening on Saturday. It's a splash, it's at the pool side. What are you all doing apart from giving away stuff?
Well, Saturday, how you say, is in the pool. So we are going to sell food on reasonable prices, low prices for the kids, for the family, because again, it's something that we want to give to the community, and we understand that people who probably will go is because they don't have enough money for get the supply for the kids and everything. So we are going to have food on sales, drinks on sales. We are also having free cupcakes for the kids. The 21st, kids that go, they can get free cupcakes. Also, we are trying to get face painting and everything. So that's what we're going to have during the day. Again, it's from 11 to 5. We are going to have different activities like how much is 2 plus 2 or 1 plus 1.
Different challenges.
Yes, depending on the standard. Because who is in the $20 in the new money now? Who is in the $20 now? So they will be able to answer. We will have different questions, answer different activities, watermelon eating, and
that's for Saturday.
Yes, that's for Saturday.
The splash day.
Yes.
And then Sunday is the Fun City Day.
Fun City. We're going to have our machines, how you say, well, Fun City is our machines. We are going to give different, again, free cupcakes. We are going to have lime and a spoon. We are going to have a same questions and answers. And again, I hope to have face painting for the kids. We have trampolines and everything. So we are going to have different activities for them.
A real Fun City it's going to be.
Yes.
Will the pool be available for swimming on Saturday as well for the kids?
Yes.
So they could come and they could swim as well. The families could swim and participate.
Yes.
And then the Fun City is the like a room, right? The arcade room.
Yes.
And so they could go in, and you have a trampoline in there?
Yes, we have two.
Fit in there?
Yes.
You have in there right now?
Yes, we have two.
You haven't gone to the Fun City?
No, I've never been to the Fun City.
Never ever?
Never. I should go to.
Oh my gosh, you so should.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'll make it something. A plan for me to go to the Fun City.
And you also have 2 giveaways that you want to share with our viewers as well. This says a pass for 2. This is for either day?
It's for Saturday.
Okay, so this is for Saturday.
So they can go to swim. Also, remember, it's really hot. So they can go and enjoy, swim. Again, we have different activities during the week, during this weekend. And I really appreciate if people can go. If you still don't have your supplies for your kids, come to Ramada, and probably you can be one of the winners for
So
this weekend.
how should we go about giving this away?
Maybe she could tell us.
All right, do you have a question that maybe you want to ask our viewers, and then we can give away 2 of these passes?
You can ask what is the price for this weekend.
And that's for the first one.
For the first one,
And
the
then
price
the
for
second
this
one.
weekend, first person in the comment section on Facebook to answer that wins a pass for 2 for the pool day, which would be Saturday. The second question?
I don't know about the second question.
All
Help me.
right, the second question, what's the name of the arcade?
Okay.
There's a name, right?
Yes.
All right, good.
We said it multiple times.
We said it multiple times.
You already forgot? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, I remember. I remember, I
Okay.
just want to give it. So what's the name of the arcade that the event will happen on Sunday in? So what's the name of that? If you get that as well, you win the pool pass for Saturday.
Yeah, so 2 pool passes for Saturday, and the pass is for 2. So a total of 4 passes will be given away.
Remind us again why Ramada is doing this.
We are doing this because for us it's really important, the education for the kids. We are trying to give back to the community as much as we can, since the community also come and support our local business. So we are discussing about, okay, it's back to school. We have a lot of single mothers. We have a lot of people we have young people working for us, and we understand how hard it is to get your supplies, how hard is the fee for go to school, and we say, you know what, this is the opportunity for we to give back to the community and help this community, help the kids to come not only for fun but also for get the supplies. So this is the mentality that we are having. That's why we are trying our best to have as much as possible for all the kids to come, no matter the age. We've been this whole month we've been like going here, going there, getting the backpacks, the supplies, staying until late, doing the package and everything, calling here, calling there, sponsored here, sponsored there, because it will break my heart to see a kid not getting anything.
Yeah. So outside of, all right, just to pivot a bit, outside of the arcade and the pool, what else can you enjoy at the Ramada in terms of services, entertainment, accommodations, stuff like that?
Well, I can say, and then it's not because I work right there.
Yeah, well, you are the marketing manager.
Yes, but not because only I work right there. I feel we have everything that you need. We have our cinema. Our cinema is not only for the cine and watch a movie, but also we are doing different events like jazz event. We are trying to get comedy events now in the cinema area. We sell breakfast, and also now the discotheque is going to be on Friday.
The club?
Yes.
Okay.
Discotheque.
Yeah, discoteca.
I don't remember the last time I've heard that word, discotheque. Wow.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been a wonderful opportunity to share, I think, just all the options that are available. Just earlier in the conversation, in the show, we spoke about the back-to-school sale that will be taking place. And so if you're trying to take advantage of some deals, maybe stop at Ramada before, grab yourself a backpack. If you can, enjoy the fun there. Then head over to downtown and get some more goodies.
Yes.
It's going to be a full weekend. But thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Again, I want to say thank you for our sponsors, the Stationery House, Cellular World, Print Shop, Simon Kwan, A&R, and the House of Carney and Love Lotus. Thank you again for all the support and love.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Of course,
too.
it's a pleasure.
A pleasure. We take our final break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we wrap things up.
Oh, yo, what's up, bro? Just Western Union moms a little money using DigiWallet. Uncle in the States paid me too, same app using DigiWallet. Bro, this is too easy. I can do this from anywhere. No lines, no hassle, just easy. All right, gotta run, bro. Take it easy.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from. such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Yes, love changes everyone. Live or perish in its flame. Love will never let you be the same.
When we dance, you have your way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes, they see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak.
Since you push my life aside, I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never be enough.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
My name is Leomar Langzert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer with these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us. We are wrapping things up. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined us this morning. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because of the memes that people are making from our conversations, Paul. It's just hilarious to me.
Yeah. Let me just.
We're having such innocent conversations, trying to inform.
Conversations, no intent outside of the topic, but you know,
it's fine. It's a sport we're in. But as we wrap up the conversation, we do want to remind you that tomorrow is What the Friday, and we have lots of really fun discussions to look forward to. The call-in still is going to be available tomorrow. We're also going to be joined by some artists as well. We'll have Nicole Craig here with us. TR Shine's also going to be joining us. We're going to be having some food. Grace is going to be in the house. So definitely tune in. It's going to be a fun Friday for What the Friday edition. Excellent. And as we wrap things up, it is August 14th. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to ya. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ.
As well as Instagram for behind the scenes content. That's OYE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555. I also want to inform the two winners for the passes, the two pool passes for this Saturday's Ramada Princess Poolside Fun Initiative. Those winners are Serena Hushner and Lloydia Johnson. You can pick up the tickets over at Ramada Princess as well. But thanks so much, guys, for joining us. And please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Thursday, Belize. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.